Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the moment, cryptocurrency prices, I know this is the 18th time that I've said this in a row, they look incredibly weird. We've had a lot of really dramatic and weird price increases and decreases over the last 5 days, especially. A lot of people, I was gonna say have their ears to the ground, but I guess that doesn't really apply to this. It's more like everyone's really looking at the charts because heavily, because the stock to flow and the Wyckoff charts are kind of on everyone's minds right now because they indicate or show that sometime around the next 2 or 3 days, we should see a very clear upward movement in the price of Bitcoin, and therefore the rest of the cryptocurrency market. This one says Bitcoin price reaches key support. Why Bitcoin could start a fresh increase. This one says Ethereum bulls chase 2,200 ahead of Friday's $230 million Ether options expiry. We are getting very close to a lot of people realizing or understanding, not so much that it's make or break, but to see if this is kind of the moment that we've all been waiting for. A lot of these charts have been looked at for a while, a good change of a year in some and some thereafter. But it's more of I should just stop fiddling with stuff on the desk. If you ever see my eyes go down, I'm just moving things on the desk around as should. The point is, yes, everyone's looking to see if today or tomorrow or Sunday, and I guess maybe even Monday, the prices dramatically move up. Bitcoin was in green before I started this video, but there was like a little slight drop again. So we'll see exactly where that is in about a good hour and some change. And without further ado, let's move on. You're going to notice a slight pattern in this video. Analysts at Wall Street investment bank JPMorgan have stated that staking will gain traction as a source of revenue for institutional and retail investors. Going against the stance of Jamie Dimon, who's he's an interesting human being. The analyst argued in the report that the blockchains running more energy efficient networks than Bitcoin will increase in popularity. Staking currently generates an estimated $9 billion worth of revenue annually for the crypto industry, according to the report. The researchers predict that Ethereum's shift to proof of stake after the launch of Ethereum 2.0 completely next year, when we are in the beginning stages of Ethereum 2.0 and the finality of the entire upgrade should be done sometime next year, will spur the adoption of the alternative consensus mechanism and staking. This could result in staking payouts surging to $20 billion following the launch of ETH2 and $40 billion by 2025, according to Forbes. How weird that this is popping up right now. I've been having this conversation with a number of people, I don't want to call them clients, but people who I just talked to about the cryptocurrency space. It is abundantly clear. Now here, once again, I try to tell you what's on my mind as often as I can, just so we can actually all be on the same exact page. We are entering a world of hyper automation where nearly everything can be automated. If it's driven by a car, if it's driven by a truck, if we can make a robot that can pick up something and move something somewhere else, it is going to be automated. We can automate supermarkets, we can automate taxis, we can automate Ubers, we can automate lawyers' offices and accountants and also real estate agents, because those things can all just be done on a blockchain now. So the world in the future, at least I believe so, and it's abundantly clear that we're moving in this direction, is going to be completely automated, and I do not explicitly believe that there are going to be a lot of jobs left. Plain and simple. You see it. I see it. The last year and a half has been a very, you understand what I'm talking about? Anyway, so the point is, I think staking is going to be the thing for the cryptocurrency space. I think Bitcoin, at least for the next 10 years, and some change, will retain its digital gold thing. But I think the other blockchains that offer a passive income type aspect will be rushed into by people. These will be the latecomers, if you will. So if you're here now, you are in a very good position to be able to, not financial advice, to be able to pick these things up at basically a bargain. But when normal, everyday people, retail investors, hear that you can make money passively from Ethereum and that all you have to do is own Ethereum, keep it in your computer, and you make money like that from it every single year, it's going to explode. Like, a lot of people are going to be rushing into it. I think the same exact thing for Cardano. I think Cardano needs to kind of hurry it up with a lot of its upgrades. Alas, I do think the popularity is there, and if they do things correctly and their partnerships continue to play out, it'll be the exact same thing. I really think, like, if you've never invested in mutual funds or stocks, especially things that pay out dividends basically every 3 or 4 months, depending on the company, you'll receive a little check in the mail, or in the future, you receive money automatically to your account just for doing absolutely nothing. For holding the stock, you can even do like rollovers. So you say like, hey, I would have received 300 from this dividend, but put it back into the stock so you buy even more stock, and therefore it kind of blossoms and blooms in this way. But there are tons of people. If you have $1 million in a stock randomly, and it gives you a 6% dividend, you're making $60,000 per year from doing absolutely nothing. That is going to be a very big thing in the cryptocurrency space. So just make sure to keep that in mind. Here's the actual article from Forbes. It says JPMorgan says Ethereum upgrades could jumpstart $40 billion staking industry. It's going to be massive. Because realistically, and I've said this before, and people go, not many people, I'm not saying every single individual on this planet, but a good 90% and some change have no desire to work. We were not made or built to work. We were made to enjoy life and to do things and to be happy and have fun and hang out with our friends and go to the beach and walk around and not sit behind a desk for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours per day, because there are people who do work for that long. It's not what we want. So when people realize that there is a way to have a freer life, and it's just by buying a digital currency and keeping it on your computer and staking it, this is going to take off very, very fast. And once again, I still think prices are a bargain, at least when I look at them. Anyway, that's the JPMorgan news, and let's move on. Continuing with the pattern, SkyBridge Capital, the hedge fund run by former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci, plans to launch a private Ethereum fund for its investors, according to reports. Nearly all these funds are private. I will repeat again, they only want their richest clients to buy up as much as they deem fit, because they are trying to buy basically all coins that are actually on the market. There will only be crumbs left, and that will be left for the people who get late into the market, who actually help us to get to the $35,000 and $45,000 and $50,000 Ethereum, and to the $500,000, $750,000, and $1 million Bitcoin. The firm, which in January launched a $25 million Bitcoin fund, I think they have like 300 or 400 million in this fund now, will also apply to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, for an Ethereum ETF, the block reported. New York-based SkyBridge Capital is one of the many high-profile companies that have applied to the SEC for a Bitcoin ETF. The company manages $7 billion in assets, applied in March, and the SEC is currently reviewing the application. What's very different from 2021 than 2017 is that in 2017, we had about, I think, a good 9, 10, 11, 12 companies applying for a Bitcoin ETF, but they were relatively unknown. I mean, they may have a name in the crypto space, or maybe at some point they made it into the news, but they're not a very big name. And I'll even throw the Winklevoss twins in there, what have you. The difference now is that we have multi-billion dollar hedge funds, and I think there's even one who custodies like $1.3 trillion worth of capital or something ridiculous like that. They're all trying to launch their ETFs now. I assume the way that money works, these people probably, don't know, have their hand in the SEC cookie jar, and we can only assume that one of these is going to get launched. I think the SEC is simply stalling at this point. They know that they're going to be forced. Like, you, as a gigantic fund of any sort, not even just SkyBridge Capital, you don't place forth a proposal without making sure that your paperwork is in line. You have someone else sitting at the board meeting who has worked for the SEC or currently works for the SEC, and you say, is everything in order? We are not going to file this simply to have it in 9 months say, oh no, you missed a page. Sorry, try again. They all should have their ducks, dogs, chickens in a row, whatever animal it should be in a row. I think if the SEC does not launch one of these things, something is really interesting. Corruption. I don't know how I was trying to find another word to really put it there. Something is wrong inside the SEC, because there's no way that big money like this would bet on getting any type of an ETF, especially a Bitcoin or an Ethereum one, just to have them simply shut down. So, very popular news. It says Scaramucci SkyBridge Capital launches Ethereum fund. This one says SkyBridge Capital fund. And this one says SkyBridge Capital launches private Ethereum fund and will apply for an Ether ETF. Very interesting. I like the idea of an Ethereum ETF, especially as a lot of these funds, because there are many of these funds, already around the world except for the United States, they're buying the actual physical asset. So when Ethereum becomes deflationary and all these companies start making and creating ETFs based on Ethereum, and they're buying up tons of Ether, and there's less Ether in the ecosystem floating around for people to be able to buy, and tons of people are locking up inside of ICOs and STOs and ETFs and the DeFi network, and also into Ethereum 2.0, only good things are going to happen for the price. So this is why I think they're also trying to jump into the space as well, because we are now, I believe, a couple of weeks away from EIP 1559 activating. So that's the more rich people are trying their darndest to get further into the cryptocurrency space. And I wonder exactly how much, I guess we'll hear about that eventually. Exactly how much money will be inside of this fund. Or rather, how many people are going to be throwing money into Ethereum from this fund. But you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that's the SkyBridge Ethereum fund / Ethereum ETF, potentially from the SEC news. And let's move on. Next up, in news that should have been everywhere news, but was kind of someplace news, Germany's Fund Allocations Act came into force today, meaning that thousands of institutional investment funds will now be eligible to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for the first time. Spezialfonds are favored by institutional investors, and the new law allows fund managers to allocate up to 20% of their Spezialfonds to crypto assets. Interest is exploding, according to market experts, who anticipate the new regulations could unleash significant investment in the crypto market. Sven Hildebrand, head of the Hamburg blockchain consultancy, DLC Distributed Ledger Consulting, told Decrypt that he projects a theoretical inflow in the order of $415 billion into crypto assets. He said that's a significant amount, and it's huge, according to Hildebrand, considering that the current market cap of Bitcoin is basically less than half of the $415 billion. So we've had an enormous amount of good news flowing out of Europe. It's been a good year and some change at this point. The last major news that we had from Germany was at the end of 2019 / the beginning of 2020, where German banks were allowed to, I think, buy, sell, and custody cryptocurrencies. Then with the next day, I've said this before, we had 40 banks who came to apply for it. And then 19 happened, and all that news kind of went away because it was just about 19. So this new law, 4,000 funds will now be allowed to invest in Bitcoin. We can only assume that at least 40 are going to be investing in it. Here's the actual news article right here. It says, Fondsstandortgesetz tritt in Kraft. Spezialfonds dürfen jetzt in Kryptowerte investieren. Very cool. Very excited for this. Keeping in mind, once again, this is just the news that we get. Understand the gravity that every single day, no matter when I bring a video, there's always some type of news like this. It's either a fund is getting into it, a fund has gotten into it, a fund plans on buying this much, a fund plans on selling $1 billion worth of stock to put into cryptocurrencies. 4,000 funds in Germany are allowed to allocate up to 20% of their capital into the cryptocurrency space. Even if we have 1/10 of that, that will be billions of dollars flowing into the market. And that is just one thing for these type of funds within that country. Still not even considering that, there are other countries around it and they're probably doing the exact same thing. There's not a lot of cryptocurrency left actually floating around. They are buying over the counter. A lot of people, if you are brand new here, you should look up something called OTC. It stands for over the counter. It's how people, mega institutions like this, are buying cryptocurrencies. If you place a buy order on a cryptocurrency exchange, you will cause the price to spike. So you basically go to a private person or a private company who has as much crypto as you would like, and you say, hey, I want to buy X amount, and you hand them the money, they hand you the crypto, or they send the crypto through the blockchain. As it's happening through the blockchain and not through the actual cryptocurrency exchange, it doesn't register on the crypto exchange that a buy order went in. So we can see on the blockchain that money was passed from one person to another, but we don't know who bought it. Anyway, the point is, this is incredible news. Quite popular, but not as popular as other news stories that we've gotten before in the... Go away. There we go. Before in the past. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's move on. Next up, an oversubscribed funding round has netted the Mintable non-fungible token minting platform and marketplace a cool $13 million US. The Series A funding round from the Singapore-based startup included some big names participants like Ripple, mobile and blockchain gaming developer Animoca Brands, and Metaverse, the world's largest NFT investment fund. I did not know there was an NFT investment fund. Okay. Ripple put out an announcement stating that Mintable plans to integrate the XRP ledger, which it says is already carbon neutral and ideally suited to deliver a seamless experience for NFTs. They said its environmentally friendly attributes will allow billions of NFTs to be minted, brought, and transferred on the XRP ledger in a sustainable way. We've had a lot of news over the last, it's been only around 2 or 3 months. That XRP ledger, blockchain, whatever you want to call it, at some point is going to have NFTs on top of it. I am waiting for this to actually drop, to happen, to begin. We've had a lot of news that it is going to take place or that they are working on it. I think this is going to be absolutely huge. I was discussing with a friend, hello friend if you're watching, the actual prospects of XRP in the future. XRP is, and rather even the Ripple people, they're basically a lot of mimics of what the other blockchains are doing. So the NFTs, a couple of years ago, they also wanted to try and put ICOs onto it. They also talked about putting STO, security token offerings, on top of the XRP ledger as well. I think if they play their cards right, if you market anything correctly, you can have a complete win. And if they manage to find a way to really have a grand platform on the XRP ledger that's minting hundreds of thousands of millions of NFTs per day, because I think the XRP ledger does, I think it's 1,500 transactions per second compared to Ethereum's 15 and Bitcoin's 3 to 5, then this could be great. But until then, I am just kind of waiting, if I can be completely honest. I think this is, here's the actual blog post right here. It says partnering with Mintable. Once we get news that this is actually taking place and we can see a huge dramatic increase in the amount of transactions happening on the XRP ledger, because XRP also has a coin burn, the same one that's going to be implemented similar for Ethereum. But every time a transaction happens, a small amount of XRP is actually burned as well and completely destroyed, and we can never get them back again. Tying loosely directly into this news as well, SBI, the Japanese financial and crypto giant, has reaffirmed its backing of Ripple and its XRP ecosystem, claiming that its XRP ledger network is a good fit for non-fungible tokens, see how it's tying into it, as well as other assets. In a briefing document authorized by Yoshitaka Katao, who is the CEO of the SBI Bank and a member of the Ripple board, Katao hinted that extremely low transaction fees on the Ripple network made XRP a better fit for NFT-related transactions than alternatives, presumably including the NFT network of choice, Ethereum. He said the XRP ledger has the ability to tokenize not only XRP, but also a variety of other assets, and has extremely low transaction fees that can be settled instantly with a very low environmental impact because it does not use mining and has decentralized trading capabilities. So I assume that something behind the scenes has to be going on. I do not think that these people are simply mentioning the word NFT next to XRP. Listen, if Mintable's doing it and then Ripple's talking about it and then the head of one of the largest banks in Japan is talking about it, clearly something NFT based is going to be coming to the XRP ledger very soon. I hope that they're doing that they actually have something in the works already and they're simply not putting the news out there to go, well, let's wait for someone to knock on the door. I assume they already have something in the works. And the other part being that you can also... Everyone builds on top of Ethereum. This is why there's so much Ethereum hype. Regardless of the other coins that are pretending to be like Ethereum or want to be like Ethereum or at one point said that they would usurp Ethereum, everyone's still using Ethereum's network. That's kind of the main idea. But you can do that stuff on top of other blockchains, but no one's really doing it in mass, if you will. So the indications of what this guy is talking about would have me assume that you can also, he says you all can tokenize a number of other assets. Maybe other coins will be built on top of this. Realistically, they need to do something. And I know that they're going through the lawsuit in the United States, but once again, the rest of the world also exists. So instead of talking about it, simply do it. I'm not trying to be mean. Just activate these things. Launch 3 websites or launch 3 platforms that have NFTs. Start getting other companies to make their stable coins and their other coins and the other so-and-so and ITOs and ABCs and all this other stuff like that on top of XRP, and then bring us news. We've received way too much XRP news that this is possible and this could potentially happen, as opposed to like, oh, this is happening, this has happened, and on July 21st, we're going to have this platform launching. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you can do it, just do it. I said that years ago about Tron and many other coins. Stop talking about it and simply just activate these protocols and then, see where that goes from there. Here's the actual, whatever this guy was talking about right here. It was in a PDF. It's 180 pages. I am not scrolling through this entire thing. It's more so to show you, here it is as I'm slowly going through it. But there's no way that I'm going through the entire 180 pages because I just don't know. That's not going to be a thing. Anyway, that's the XRP NFT news. Just do it, and let's move on. And to finish things off, chairman and CEO of multi-billion dollar, 0.72 American hedge fund, his name is Stephen A. Cohen, is reportedly looking to recruit a head of crypto in a move that has been seen as both short and long-term positive news for the cryptocurrency market. According to sources familiar with the matter, the development is a clear sign that Stephen Cohen is gearing up to invest big into cryptocurrencies. How many of these hedge fund managers do we every single day? This is crazy news all the time. Like, all they're doing every single day, all we keep getting is institutional news that all these people are buying up so much cryptocurrencies. Like, it's absolutely insane. I'm shocked that there's any cryptocurrency left on the exchanges. I'm flabbergasted, and I guess also slightly flustered as well, because there are billions of people on the planet who have no idea that any of this is happening. It's like the thing that I was talking about yesterday with Lebanon. People had no idea that that's actually taking place. All these banks are collapsing around us, and no one's talking about any of it. You have all these billionaires buying up huge amounts of Bitcoin, huge amounts of Ethereum, and other cryptocurrency assets, talking about that Ethereum and proof of stake chains are going to be like the passive income of the future. And you have billions of people who have no idea what's going on, who are going to work, doing their 9 to 5 and just not investing at all. Isn't this crazy? According to sources familiar with the matter, this development is a clear sign. The cryptocurrencies, a tweet by Boardroom Updates also noted that 0.72 indicated a certain urgency to get into the cryptocurrency business. All right, I don't even have to read anymore. So this is another mega wealthy person who is making another fund. I assume he's making a fund. I assume it's not going into his pocket. That is going to be investing in cryptocurrencies. And then at some point in a month and a half, we will hear exactly how much money has been put into this fund. And people will be like, whoa, bro, that's a lot of money. And I'll be like, yeah, I told you it was going to happen. And then they'll be like, oh, can I buy some Bitcoin? And I'm like, you should just buy. So the point is, yes, every single day, all the time. How any single person in this market could be bearish is just beyond it to me. I please let me know why in any way, shape, or form you could be this bearish at all on the market when every single day all we get is indications that all these rich people are entering the market or already in the market or buying up the market. I don't understand. I've seen so many, I mean, like maybe one or two comments here, but on Twitter and other places, like the bearish comments, if you will, like the negative comments and stuff, I'm like, you have no idea what's actually taking place. We are seeing the shift of dollars into crypto, into Bitcoin, into Ethereum. These people know it, and when it makes me sad that people within the cryptocurrency space don't know it. Yeah. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Fudd Weiser. You know what? It's really funny. I saw it and I really wanted to say it. Like, remember the old commercials? It was like, I can't say the name of the brand, but it was like Fudd Weiser. And I wanted to, all right. Mortified. That one's a really clever one. Roman Geba, Bitcoin Ben, Arachno Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Red Plump Tomato, Umnu, Wish Nikki, The Letter M, Stephen Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something. What is Captain Something? Furthermore, what's the Z-Way Lay? I feel like I should know that. Is it a movie? Is it Captain Something in the Z-Way Lay, Crypto Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, and Carlos was like, Speedy 655, Mo Barazzi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Lauren De Silva, Miguel Grole, Quoted Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Troy Allgood, Paternoster, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Steuer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd, Mutless Adam, Graysick, Mohar Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Bankroll Network, 242 to the world, Damien, Crypto Artist, Cold E3D, Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavodi, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Jeremy Fox, Miller Hitch Chest Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Bolero Bastos, Crayola Michelle, URL, On Crypto with Lionel, and Tigara Macho Nisa. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members out there. I do appreciate your support. Thank you to everyone who left a like, who left a comment, who left 2 comments, who left a subscribe, and also who's still here listening to me rambling nonsensically as I go through the video. At the moment, Bitcoin is at $33,257 US. It is down by 0.76%. Before I started the video, it was green. It was also green here, and it was also green here. We know what's happening within the market. Ethereum is down by 3%. I think only stable coins are really... a lot of the stable coins are moving up into the top 10. That's a little weird. Anything else crazy happening right now? Celsius is up by 4. FTX is up by 0.42. Neo is up by 1. I haven't heard Neo in a very long time. Jeez Louise. Anything else? Nope. So I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.